Hello world, this is Random Fix, and every year dozens of scan tools like this get released from various manufacturers, and today we have a FOXWELL 644 Elite. And in this video today we're going to go ahead and show you guys the features of the actual scan tool. Then I'm going to show you guys it in action, and then I'm going to show you guys it taking care of a possible engine light or airbag light. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and give this a Random Fix score so you can make a better decision. So stay tuned. So let me show you what's actually in the box. So it comes with this hard case box right here and a little tiny USB reader. You pop it off and you can actually update the tool through here. So which is kind of nice if you don't want to actually plug in the device. You get a USB-A cable here to go ahead and connect it to your computer to do the updates. And lastly, you get the scan tool itself. The cable here is going to be detachable, so if you want to go ahead and remove it and store it, you can. And there's going to be a little micro SD card in there that you can go ahead and pull out. And I believe this is going to be a 16 gig, so you guys can go ahead and upgrade that. But this actually still has about 4 gigs of space left on it. And I'll cover the update process a little bit later with you guys. And if you guys want any special pricing on this scan tool here, check in the video box down below, as you may find any coupon codes or anything else that I received from FOXWELL. And I want to thank the vendor for sending me this, so I got a chance to give you guys my honest and true opinion of it. And so please don't hesitate to ask me any questions that can help you make a better decision. So I got this plugged in, and we can actually go ahead and check out some of the features here. So the very first feature right here is going to be the auto VIN. So this is a feature, I guess, where you can just go ahead and automatically detect the vehicle, and it will let you go ahead and navigate the menus a little faster, which is kind of cool. My own experience with this is sometimes these don't actually work flawlessly, and you may have to do a manual selection. However, it'll still get the job done. So we have OBDII, which is onboard diagnostics. And this feature right here, you can get on a $19 scan tool. The real reason why you're actually getting the 644 Elite is for this feature right here, which is going to be the diagnostic feature right here. And what this allows you to go ahead and do is go ahead and access the OEM side of the vehicle. So in my case here, I have a Mercedes, so I can actually access the OEM codes. And once I have the OEM codes, I can go ahead and troubleshoot the vehicle a lot better than just using generic codes. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. And basically you could choose the region your vehicle is from. So if you go to Europe, it will list out all the European makes for you. So the list is pretty long. Lamborghinis in there. So in my case right here, you got Mercedes, but if you have a Sprinter, a lot of times you actually have to go down even further and select Sprinter. So great list. And so to navigate, you have the F1, F2, F3. So you'll see those right down here. And then you have an arrow back. You have a up, down, left, right arrows, okay, and a question mark. So I'm going to hit arrow back one more time, go to maintenance. And right here, we have some special reset features right here. So this is pretty cool because they've really added to this list. We have ABS service, we have a battery registration tool, we have a clutch adaptation, CVT, electronic parking brake. We also have injectors on here, odometer, oil reset. So this list has actually grown quite a bit, and I wasn't expecting to find all this, so this is pretty cool. And we always have that oil reset, so if you guys want to try to do it through this tool, you sometimes can, and sometimes it'll actually walk you through it manually. And the display on this is actually pretty good, so I'm viewing this from a higher angle and I can still see it nice and bright. So we're able to change languages, units, shortcuts. You can turn the beep on and off. We have a display test and a keypad test, and if you go to about, you can actually pull up the serial number on the unit, and there's the serial number. So I've actually gone ahead and updated this tool. So this has all the current features until a couple of days ago. And we have a data manager tool. And then the last feature right here is update. So when you go ahead and hit this feature right here, what it will do is actually use the micro SD card in the very bottom right here, and it'll allow it to actually go ahead and communicate with the vehicle. Or you can go ahead and pop that little card out and pop it in the computer using that little adapter they gave you. So just for the sake of the video, we're going to go ahead and use this now and connect it to the vehicle, so we can go ahead and delete airbag light, which is a little bit more of an advanced reset than a check engine light. And this right here, it's super easy, guys. If you've never used one of these scan tools right here, and you got a check engine light or airbag light on the vehicle, and you don't want to go down to the dealer because the very first time you step in there, they're going to charge you guys $175. For example, on this vehicle here, what you can do is get yourself this, and it'll basically pay for itself on a second use. And so you grab the cable here, and if you look into the driver's footwell area over here, there's going to be this port, and mine happens to be right here, but 90% of the times it'll be located within this area. And you basically just plug this in. You cannot get it wrong because of the shape, and when you plug it in, you'll see it actually light up. So the device is actually powered by the vehicle, and this is really nice because you don't actually want to get a device that has its own batteries like some of the older scan tools that came on the market back in the early 2000s, because if the batteries were bad, basically you'd be always getting an error code and misdiagnosing the actual cause of the problem. So now we're going to go ahead and reset that airbag light. So if you guys see right here, I have a malfunction and it's asking me to visit the workshop. So the airbag light is definitely on. So here's the scan tool now plugged in, and you want to make sure your check engine light is illuminated but your vehicle is not running. And the way you get your check engine light to illuminate and not turn on if you have a push to start button is you want to keep your foot off the brake, and if you have a car with a key, turn the ignition all the way right before the motor cranks. And again, this will work on any vehicle 1996 and newer, so it's going to cover a lot of vehicles out there. So let's try out this auto VIN tool. So it did detect the VIN number, so I can go ahead and hit OK now. And it lets me know that the vehicle application is not installed yet, so that's not great, but we're going to go ahead and hit OK. So let's see if OBD2 works here, so we're going to hit OK. So OBD2 looks like it connected. It can go ahead and do an auto scan. So when it does this quick thing here, what it's doing is just checking for the monitor. So these are your drive inspection monitors, or your inspection monitors for when you do a smog. So right here it says it found 0 codes because this is related to the engine and transmission of the vehicle, known as a powertrain. So 0 codes found, 1 monitor that doesn't apply, 9 that are ready. So if this vehicle was for sale, this would definitely go ahead and get a random fixed thumbs up as a car that you should consider buying. And maybe it's not a bad idea to go ahead and get a pre-sale inspection if the airbag light is on, in my case here. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK by pressing F1. And I have a couple of different modules here. So this lets you access different components. So sometimes it'll be like the engine or the transmission module. So that's why it's really good to go ahead and have this Mercedes side. So if I hit OK here, I can choose Europe, and I can scroll down to the vehicle manufacturer. In my case, it's Sprinter. And you can do Smart VIN. So let's see if that works. So it didn't work, and now I have to go ahead and manually select the VIN number in. So let's go back, and I can do manual selection and choose Sprinter. And then I know it's the 907, which is right here. And I can scroll down to where I find the right one, this right here, and I can go ahead and select the module. So I can go to body, choose the SRS system, which is the supplemental restraint system, and it can go ahead and read the codes, and it tells me all these different codes. So these are the manufacturer specific codes. So if you notice, there's a B in there. If it was a powertrain related issue, it would have a P. So these codes are all stored in here. So I can go ahead and scroll through each one of these, write these down. I can do some research and find out why this is actually happening. And for this scenario right here, I'm going to go ahead and hit F3 here to erase. So I'm going to go ahead and hit F3 again. And it says, please wait. Loading data. So if something like this ever happens, this is actually a glitch, guys. This has been going on for quite a few minutes. Go ahead and cycle the key off and turn the ignition back on. And with my ignition back on, I no longer actually have an airbag light on. However, this would confuse the average user. So there's really no more messages for the airbag light. So does this model have its glitches? And I hate to tell you guys, the answer is yes. But it did erase the airbag light. It is updated, so keep that in mind. So let me show you guys how the update process actually works when you get the scan tool. So I highly recommend updating it as soon as you get it. So you're going to go to foxwelltechus.com. When you click on here, you want to go ahead and click on the support function right here, and then go down to where it says tools, and then you're going to scroll all the way down until you see the 644 Elite. You hit download, and you're basically going to download the software. And once the software is downloaded and installed on the scan tool, all you got to do is go ahead and plug it into the USB cable and hit the update function, which is the 7th item on the screen when you plug it in. Or you can take out the micro USB card and pop it into the little adapter they give you, and it will activate, and you should be good to go. You do have to create an account. Now that we've actually seen what the unit comes with, seen it in operation, we're going to go ahead and give this unit the 644 Elite a random fixed score. So the very first thing that I like to check is, does it feel good? So this actually does feel pretty decent. It has these nice little pockets on the back where you can actually insert your hand in and grab it so it won't slip as you're working. The thing that I think they could improve is maybe adding a little tripod mount down here, or some kind of adapter on the back so you can actually put it over the card's window. So in this department right here, it actually gets a 6 out of 10. And the next question is it easy to navigate? So the arrows on the scan tool here actually make it good to navigate around. However, the F1, F2, F3 buttons actually don't correlate with the bottom here. For a first time user, this might be a little bit more difficult to navigate. So for this, it's going to get a 5 out of 10. And the third question is, does it have any glitches? So this does actually have some glitches, as we noticed. And whether this is going to be fixed in the future update or not, I'm not sure. But I went ahead and gave this particular question a 0 out of 10. And the fourth question is it touchscreen? So this is not touchscreen. So this, again, is going to get a 0 out of 10. Guys, remember, this video is actually produced in the middle of 2021. So most scan tool devices, even in the $200 price range, are actually touchscreen. So this is not touchscreen. The display is nice. However, this is a big disappointment. And again, we're going to go ahead and give this a 0 for question 4. Does it have a wireless OBD2 adapter? And for this, again, we are going to go ahead and give this a 0, because in the $400 price range, guys, you normally get a wireless adapter here, which is Bluetooth, and it pops into the actual unit or on the back sometimes, or it just clips in back here, and you can use it on the vehicle. So for
this particular scan tool, we're going to go ahead and give this criteria a 0 as well. Wireless updates, so we're going to go ahead and give this another 0 because there is no Wi-Fi card built into this. So if the Wi-Fi card was built in, it would be a lot easier. You wouldn't have to plug it into your computer here, and things would get a lot better and a lot easier for us to go ahead and do the updates. Does it include lifetime updates? So this unit actually does come with lifetime updates, so we're going to go ahead and give this as 10. And question 7 is the software really up to date? And for this one, we're going to go ahead and give this a 7 out of 10 because as we noticed when we try to use the auto VIN and also the smart VIN, those features didn't work. So even though it's got these 19 reset functions here, which are great, I think 7 out of 10 is appropriate for this question. Can it clear and retrieve codes? And we're going to go ahead and answer that question by saying 4 out of 10 because yes, it could clear codes, but there's glitches in the system when you're doing it, which are going to make it really hard to determine if it really was successful unless you go through and you start the ignition, which just takes more and more time. So when you're working on a car, you want to be in and out and go enjoy your life. And number 9, is it bidirectional? And for this one over here, it's going to be another 0. It is not bidirectional. So if the unit here was 150 bucks, guys, I would actually give this an okay stance. But since this is in the $400 price range, we really need to start seeing some bidirectional scanners in this area here, especially when this is not a basic OBD2 reader. So it gets a 0 for that question. And the last question is going to be, is it priced right? And I have a couple of bonus questions at the end. Does it have a nice screen, future developments? So this one actually doesn't have either one of those bonus questions answered. So for the last and final question, is it priced right? We're going to go ahead and say it's a 4 out of 10. I really think this should be a lot lower in the price point section. Those are my opinions, so I would love to hear back from you guys on what you guys think.
If you guys are enjoying this content on the 644 Elite from Foxwell, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up, as it would mean the world to me. Thank you guys.
And thank you so much for staying tuned till the end of the video here. And I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have. So again, we have a final score of 36 out of 100. So is that a good score or not? I'm going to let you guys decide. Remember, every time I'm doing one of these scan tool reviews, this is as of that moment. So tomorrow we might get another amazing scan tool that has all the same features, maybe with wireless updates, touchscreen, everything for 150 bucks. So I'm trying to do my best at that time when I make the video to give it a relevant score.
Well, there you guys go. We tested the Foxwell 644 Elite, and now I want to hear back from you guys. What do you guys think about this device? Would you guys buy it? Please comment down below, as I would love to hear from you guys. And if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as it would mean the world to me. And you could also give the video a thumbs up if it was helpful. And don't hesitate to ask me any questions down below. And have a great day.